So you're fighting, I want to get his name correct.
Rousimar Palhares.
Palhares, correct. On a Saturday, and he's holding the title.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fight? You know, it's just a little less than a week away.
Yeah, I feel real good about it. It's been a good training camp. It's been a long time coming. We were supposed to fight in July, but he had some family issues and wasn't able to make it to the fight. So I had to beat somebody else up. But, you know, it's been a long time coming, man. My last time I got a title shot, I fought George Saint Pierre in the UFC in 2008. And then I went on a five fight winning streak, and I felt like I should have gotten a title shot again, but it didn't work out. But it's good to be fighting for a title again.
Well, I mean, I've seen you fight back in the day, especially in college and stuff. I remember going to, you know, Hooters and watching the fights with my boys and everything. You're very seasoned in the octagon. How do you feel about your future opponent compared to your past competition?
Man, I mean, I fought a lot of tough guys. He's also tough. He's a specialist. It kind of is like a throwback to like the old school fight days when guys were more centered on one discipline a little bit. But he's not necessarily centered on one discipline. He's just really specialized on the leg submissions.
Right.
So he's probably one of the best in the world, maybe best ever. I'd say top 3 definitely of leg locks. So it's a definite challenge to fight somebody who's that specialized and that skilled at something.
Well, I mean, given the fact that, you know, in the octagon, it's almost as rare as seeing a Loch Ness monster to see a fight that doesn't end with some type of grappling. Giving the credit that you just gave him, highlighting his strength, does that concern you at all?
No, because my fight style, I'm something I call a grinder. I put the key, or put the name to it, grinding. I like to drag guys out into deep water and drown them, basically. I make you fight for every second you're in that fight. So it's common ground for me to be in a grappling scenario. So I'm very comfortable with the fact that he excels in grappling. I feel that he's not going to be able to put me in a position to use his specialization. You know, and if it does go to the ground, I'm not worried about it at all. I'll beat him up as I need to.
Yeah, that's something I always noticed, that you're definitely a workhorse. You're just like pressure, work.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him rest. I want that guy to be running for his life the whole fight. I don't want him to have a break and be like, okay, let's try this.
Right.
Think like, oh my God, get me out of here. Yeah.
What do you think some of his weaknesses are?
Well, he's short. You know, he's short, and he can definitely use somebody's low stature against them. If he can't touch you and I can touch him, just like with boxing, you got a good jab, or you know, Muay Thai, you got a long teep or a long kick. You can stay outside of range, and he's not going to be able to grapple. But also, you know, I have much better wrestling than he does. So for him to put me in a position to use his leg locks is less likely.
So you think that your will to just not give up and to just keep going and to make it as gritty of a fight as possible for him is what sets you apart from his past opponents?
I think so, yeah. I don't think many people bring what I bring to the table. You know, no matter how the fight goes, you're going to have to work your ass off the whole time. And that's a huge psychological advantage to me, because guys knowing that, a lot of times they break before the fight even starts.
Are you excited to have this go down on the World Series of Fighting?
Yeah, I've been treated very well by WSOF.
Right.
It's nice that we're starting to see some more competition against the UFC. There's so many great fighters out there that there's a lot of good fights regardless of what organization you're in.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about getting a title shot on this organization as opposed to the UFC?
You know, I think for me, it's just as big or better. You know, in my opinion, GSP is still the ultimate, you know, welterweight champ. You know, he's retired, but he's still in fighting age. So until he is out of fighting age, I'm always going to consider him the champ.
What are your predictions for this bout?
Carnage. Carnage. I want to beat this guy down for as long as I can. I want to not just win, but I like to psychologically beat somebody to a point where they know that they had no chance of beating me, and they don't really want to try to fight me again.
Mm-hmm. Some people, you know, get really confident and borderline cocky before their fights, where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna knock them out in, you know, the first 20 seconds. I'm gonna catch them in a rear naked choke, whatever, arm bar or something." Do you have any specific goals on how to end this fight, or you're just thinking victory?
No, the way I like to fight, I like to beat people up. I like to fight, so I'll beat you up for 15 or in a title fight 25 minutes.
Right.
I'm fine with that. I go into the fight expecting to just beat the crap out of you for 25 minutes. I'm fine with that. If you're tough enough to not give up or withstand for 25 minutes, you know, cheers to you. But that's what I'm aiming to do, is to hurt you for as long as possible.
How is the 25-minute fight vary as opposed to the 15?
I mean, just think about that. I mean, it's almost twice as long, you know. That's twice as much work in the training camp. 25 minutes is a heavy load to take, so it's in my advantage because I'm a cardio horse, you know. Right. I keep the same pace from the first round to the fifth round, so it's going to be difficult for my opponents to stay with me for that long.